did have that come to Jesus time. Anyway, hi. We live. What?
Are we playing a game now?
We're playing a game now. Finally. It
yeah, make sure you have your D&D Beyond open as well as Roll20 in case you didn't do either of those things until
even
just
you,
now.
chat.
Even you, chat. You know what I miss? I miss
NPCs and come bother us.
I miss the extension that used to be on Twitch that like audience members could like actually click on you and check out like your character sheets and stuff.
Those
Sad.
were the days.
Yeah, but then people could check if I was changing my spells mid-combat. I didn't like that.
People could check if I Warlock was changing my spells ever. I hated that.
Oh man. Anywho,
I don't actually think I do.
That's why we play casters.
Anywho, hey, welcome back to All Hail the Queen. This is a D&D Doing It Live thingamajigger. It's really just a bunch of adult children playing a fantastic game together. It's great. Hey, I'm That Magic Juice. I am your GM and cat wrangler for the day. And hopefully the cursed day / week it like staves for the next like 2.5 - 3 hours, so we can actually just like enjoy playing make believe. Anyway, we're gonna go around the table, introduce ourselves, our characters, have a brief recap of what happened last time, and remind Hyacinth that he's got to be shaking in his boots a little bit, and then we'll go.
Dude, I was looking at my spells. I'm like, what can I do to get out of this?
Yeah. All right, starting with you, Heck.
All right, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. As per usual, I'm playing Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. On over to Chris.
I forgot to do this.
I'm Chris. I'm also Spunk. I'm playing just Grung, so
Yeah.
there's that. I have nothing left for you. Hyacinth.
Hiya, I'm Hyacinth.
Not that.
I'm playing an Oath of Redemption Paladin. And his name's Icarus. That's his name. That's the thing that's important. And he's an elf, and he has a twin. Over to my twin, Corndog.
Hello everyone, I'm the twin. I'm Corndog McGraw, and I'm playing Juno, the Twilight Domain cleric. And if necessary, can pretend to play as Ulta should combat arise. But Ulta's played by Chrissy. Chrissy is trapped somewhere else in a different dimension right now by chaos gods that we resent.
True.
The princess is in another castle. Yeah, Chrissy will be joining us at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe. Unlikely.
It's not likely anymore.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's 2 hours away from home.
Oh, shit.
No.
And that's if someone were to help her right now.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, that's a bummer. But we keep on keeping on. Hey, last time we continued our Festival of Dreams at Soleil? Did I get that right?
Solia, but
Solia. Okay. I was close. This is the home of Aster, and we have met Aster's family. We have met a bunch of people that have been prominent in her life, and basically gone through this festival of like celebrating the cultures of druids. We spent a lot of time playing games, playing more games, checking out food, and doing some drugs, and it's been great.
Yeah, brother.
hell yeah.
We are now at the end of the last competition that's happened to basically start closing out the Festival of Dreams, and we are met with Corey, who to this point nobody other than Icarus really like actually thought was real, right? Or have you guys gotten on board?
Real.
Oh, you knew he was real. Okay, never mind. I stricken from the record.
I would also not believe that my brother was fucking a ghost. Otherwise, I would have intervened by this point.
I think when we were kids, correct, like you thought he was my imaginary friend, but then like when we started talking, you realized it was Corellin, and he was, yeah.
Or as some of us like to call it, spirit don't swallow.
Jesus.
Sure.
Oh, we can't take Chris anywhere, but we take him everywhere.
True.
Sure.
Oh my god. Okay, while I'm trying to like desperately fix the shenanigans going on over here, the day's just gonna be cursed. Fix. Yeah.
You
It's-
can't
them.
fix this. We're immortal.
Exacerbate the problems.
Fix this.
We're having a terrible time. Anyway, did I miss anything? Did I misrepresent anything? Anything you guys want to add?
Where are we right now?
You are still at the village. With
No, where in the village?
you're at the arena. That the game of insert name here that I forget was
I
played.
was like, I couldn't help you either. I don't remember.
I'm pulling up the sheet.
That was, yeah, I was like, that was the
Krajak.
right?
That was it. The two games you just played, the like full combat, capture the idol game that you all played, and then the obstacle
Knife
course
party.
race. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this elf, just this like really good looking and like
Of course, they're
Basically-
really good.
basically royally clad elf has just like randomly come up to you guys and congratulated you on a good race.
Oh,
And-
he came up to us.
Oh yeah,
thought
he's
he
like
was still, like-
standing right next to you.
I thought he was still like across the yonder. And okay, this has escalated more than I expected. I'm panicking.
Yup. So how would we
You
how
can't
would we
really
react
tell,
to that?
but Juno's eyes are like wider than normal, and pupils are more dilated than normal.
Nice.
But they're looking back and forth between the two.
I'm gonna slowly shift to behind Juno. Like, just
I will continue to turn my body so I'm 180, like looking between.
disappear into the crowd. So my first instinct was to cast invisibility, but then I realized he was right up next to us, and it's not gonna work.
Also, do gods have true seeing?
That's
I
what
mean,
I was thinking.
does
I was
this
like,
god
I
have
don't know
true
how much
seeing?
that would
I'm
help.
sure he does, but I'm not overthinking it.
Did
I'm-
this god get his eye poked out by Volo and then get a see invisibility eye in return?
Oh my god.
Oh man. Does anybody see?
we play chess. We watched your ancestors do a knife party and slept in cocoons. We had story time. When did we do a race? I feel like I missed.
No, that was the sport with like with the getting like the capture the flag essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, that
I
one
was
where we
going to say,
kind
play
of
capture the flag.
Yeah.
yeah,
Did
we kind of
anybody?
stomped them.
I can't remember. Did anybody other than Aster and Icarus do the obstacle course race?
Oh, the
No.
obstacle? No.
I was helping like bless and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
sitting on my ass. I was not participating.
Okay, yeah, I think it was just the
Okay.
two of you.
Mhm.
So we did that. What's left? Are there any? What other carnival rides can we do while we are in your home, where this is every day?
I mean, I think Astra would kind of give like a little bit of a strange look and acknowledge the person that's walked up to us and congratulated us. Right? He's up.
We're having a
he came
moment
up
here,
to all
sir.
of having a moment. Yeah, no, I don't recognize this person as part of my village. So this is kind of strange. So yeah, giving kind of another, I guess, odd, I don't know you kind of look. After you say, well, thank you.
Does
Snow
he-
is going to give her brother a look that says, "I'm gonna ruin your life if you don't say something." kind of level of mischief just like appears across her face, giving you like 3 seconds to stop, intervene before she does some fuck shit.
Does he look as I remember?
Define as you remember. I that's really weird, but like my brain is short circuiting right now.
I don't necessarily have like a picture in my mind, but does he like look the same as like when I would have last seen him, or like, you know, recognizable from like our childhoods playing together, or like?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say
Our childhoods. I said like he had a childhood.
Yeah, well, he was when you were a child. He was the same age as you.
Yeah.
He's the same age as you, or at least appears to be. Ominous pause.
Casual like
Anyway.
213.
I'm like, eyeballing if it's feasible for me to play dumb.
I mean, you can play dumb if you want to. You do absolutely recognize him though. He's like decently built, not like huge and bulky, but like decently built. Clearly, doing well for himself physically, and has this demeanor of like, just. Like his clothing is the giveaway that he's this like super well off and important person. His demeanor, like his face and everything, is much more laid back and calm.
Oh, hi. Which village are you from, handsome?
Oh, we're
Very-
back to playing coy, are we? Or has that just never changed?
I just wanted to make sure in case I was like, you know, like, what if there was someone who just looked like you and I just, you know, you didn't.
Oh, you know each other. I was very confused.
He's gonna reach out to basically give you a big bear hug, Icarus.
I think Icarus is like happy, but still in like that panicky mode of like shock. Where he's like,
All right.
Why are you sweating so much, Icarus? Do you want me to fireball this guy?
I don't think that would end well for you. Or
For me?
For you. Yeah, for you.
Yes,
Fireball.
yes. I'm gonna just push, and I'm gonna like get in between Icarus and Corey. Be like, hi, yes. Question for you. Do you care for my brother?
Why, of course, Juno. And he reaches out to take your hand. You can call me Corey.
You know, I don't know if we've ever had like a formal conversation about things like this, so like we don't need to like rush into it, you know, like
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to loudly whisper a veiled threat to Corey of, if you hurt him in any way, I will fucking kill you. In the most endearing way I possibly can, and by endearing I mean spooky as hell.
Nice.
I want to make his blood run cold.
What is your passive insight?
Threaten God.
My passive insight is 25.
Okay, he does not miss a beat with this and just continues to hold his hand out toward you.
Does he look like he's taking me seriously?
Yes. I know I'm all smiles and giggly over here, but like he's actually like
I will
well
fight
put together
God
with
for the
this.
people I love. If you are mean, I'll tell Moonweaver, and she'll kick your ass. Okay, and then I'm gonna shake his hand.
He takes your hand.
But
and
in like a
pulls-
Nancy Pelosi-esque.
he's gonna pull you toward him and give you a kiss on your hand, and then hold his hand out to Aster and say, "I don't believe I know you."
Oh, well, I'm Aster.
He'll do the same thing. And you, I apologize, but I don't. Is a handshake customary for you?
Sure.
And he like takes your what is it called? Is it just a hand
My
on a
pads.
pads?
I guess
and-
it's just like fingers with pads.
Yeah. So this dude is like a 6'4" elf, and you are a 2 foot something grung. It's just to put the size comparison
Grab
here.
his finger.
He gives you a little shake with his finger. and then we'll introduce himself to Ulta as well.
You know, you're the first person in this big, unbelievable world that I've met named Corey. It's like meeting a wizard named Greg, you know?
It is a little simple, isn't it?
Where did you get that name?
From my father.
Did he hate you?
Hardly.
Was he...
What? What does that mean?
Well, he named him Corey, you know? Seems like it's just a simple name, you know? It's just...
No, I meant.
I realize
what
I
does that
say
mean
this
in
when my
regards to
name
what
is
Corey just
Spunk,
said.
but...
Your dad did like hardly. My dad hardly. He could never hate me. Who has that kind of relationship with their parents?
I don't know. People who there are people out there who
Astro
name
just
their
kind of
kids
like-
abhorrent things because they just cannot
Yeah.
stand their children. Like,
Yeah, that's
did you
what I
know they
feel
had
like
to
could've done.
ban the name Pikachu in one country whose name I can't say here because it doesn't actually exist in
Are
this
you
setting?
serious? Like, actually? Oh my
Like-
god.
Sweden.
Oh my gosh.
I will
I
say,
didn't know that was like a thing. That's
Yeah.
wild.
I
Wow.
will say on Spunk, like his conversation, I would say Icarus audibly gasps, and like Icarus is currently feeling the way Juno did when Spunk was in church.
Nice.
When Spunk was in the temple of Moonweaver, and Juno was like, show respect. This
Yeah.
is like Icarus's level of shock of like, how is he talking to him like this?
So yeah, he'll continue to respond to you, Spunk, and say, "Well, in my father's defense, it is just a shortened version of my name,
Which would be?
Corellian."
Oh, see, that's way more normal and befitting of this particular setting. But you prefer Corey? Is that the understanding that I'm reaching here?
I do take that name endearingly, yes.
Okay, well, that's fair, I guess. It's not like, you know, we live in the world of Icaruses and Asters and Krogmas, and your name is Corey. It's it's just that your longer name's a little bit complex, and you prefer a nickname. I can respect that.
Well, Spunk,
It's
I
like
think
being in this world with like a David or something.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. I mean, it'd be one thing if his name was David and his full name was actually David Lelian.
True.
And I
It'd
say
be
this
just like
as
this
a person who,
situation
again,
right now.
Again, I say this as somebody whose name is Spunk colloquially, even though my full name is Spunky Fund.
Hyacinth, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Spunk. I think he introduced himself as Corey because that's what I've called him since childhood, not because that's like the name he normally goes by. So it's like, oh, he calls me that, so your friends can also call me that kind of thing.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather call them what they prefer to be called? That's why I asked. Is that the name you prefer, or is Corey, like a derogatory because you are a deity?
I wouldn't
It would explain why your magic is so terrible.
necessarily call myself a deity. That would be my father.
When Juno hears Spunk say, "Because your magic is so terrible," she's like, "Oh shit! Oh!" And just kind of like lean back with it because I mean, Corellian and the Moonweaver have a torrid history.
True.
So let's dunk on him a little bit, but not too much because my brother loves him.
This is the first time I've elicited a reaction like that from Juno. I'm very interested to delve more into that later.
If you were to die, it would be Juno or me who had to bring you back. So
Well, it seems like Juno's
Or
got me covered
me.
at this point.
I have Revivify.
that could revivify too. Okay, we're all
Literally,
fine.
like everyone else.
Everyone's
in this party.
I forgot everyone had revivify. My bad.
Oh man.
I think Ulfa can get it too, actually.
It's okay. I would say that my chances of being revived have just been diminished by 33%, but I've seen the way you cast, and it's more like a 6 or 7% reduction.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Listen, I'm not
Just
saying
going
it can't
at
get
it.
better. I'm just...
To be
Listen,
fair,
if-
you're very good with a bow and arrow.
this isn't a dig. No, I'm terrible with a bow and arrow.
No,
I'm-
not you.
Oh,
My brother.
I've never. Do you have a bow and arrow? Is that what that is?
I mean, it's a liar, but it's like a harp lyre bow. Yeah, it's
With
It
one
Shoots
string?
magic. It's dope.
complicated.
It's
See, it would have
complicated.
to be, I guess.
Okay,
That would-
but just because I tend to bowman doesn't mean I can't spellcast. I think it's more likely I wouldn't revivify you because you pushed me into deadly portals.
I mean, was it deadly? It didn't. You survived, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, technically one person died, but then I brought her back to life.
It pushed you into Schrodinger's portal. We didn't know it was not deadly till you went through it.
Aster's just looking at this conversation happening in front of Corey. Like, what is Corey doing?
He's just kind of watching and observing and listening to what's going on here.
I'm just gonna be like, sorry.
This is how we usually are.
Sometimes punk brings out my indignified side.
No, undignified was correct. It's okay. Oh, maybe Astrid, do you have dictionaries and thesaurus? I can buy it for Icarus.
No.
Just no.
Listen, I joke, I kid. I make laugh because you're jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. You do a little bit of everything, whereas I do the one thing.
I do a little bit of everything, but like a lot of it.
He's gonna respond to you, Icarus, and just say, "That's quite all right. It's nice to have some comic relief with everything that's going on in the world today."
Oh yeah, how? I don't know if I've ever asked how you all feel and prep or stay out of things like this on this scale. You know,
Are you guys like gonna help us?
we're on like a little bit of a break, and you've helped us, but like we've never talked the politics of it. Almost, is it like terror up there, or like are you all calm?
I think you may misunderstand exactly what I am. I receive occasional visions from my father and messages here and there, but I'm not directly involved with the immortals. I am pretty much just as much a mortal being of this world as you are.
That's why I'm
Okay. But I guess it doesn't really answer the question of, is there going to be any action taken with what's going on in the world right now?
I personally don't know. I do know that the gods themselves can only intervene in some specific and tangible ways in the affairs of this world, and only when they must. I'm sure you've experienced, at least to some small degree, some of that so far, have you not?
I suppose.
I'm pausing because it looks like you have something to say.
I do, but not yet.
You know, and I are both very much in thought, like calculating the words.
Yeah.
Loading screen.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna leave it at that.
All this time, I thought I was praying to you as like a divine. I thought that was some like connection, and I thought I was like sending messages that would never get a response. Is that not what it is?
I can't speak on my father's behalf, but I can assure you, you have no reason to pray to me. I'm merely the son of a god. I am not myself a god.
I thought my magic came from the gift that you gave me as a child. From the bow I've kept these years, the lyre.
No, that was from him.
So you were truly just my friend? and forgive the ignorance, but then who is your father?
Oh, that would be the Corlin that you know as the god.
Are you a junior?
Of sorts, yeah. It's not
Oh.
officially part of my name.
Yeah.
Like, to go between the two because you're his kid? Are you like... So you said you're mortal. Like, did your dad sleep with someone who's like not a god and make a baby?
That can happen, but in my case, I was simply created.
What?
Well, I have no mother. He created me.
So.
Ow. Oh, are you like undead?
Oh no, I am, as I said, very mortal.
I'm confused. You were made, not born.
Yes.
Did you spawn?
No. He
Or
simply
are you-
molded me from the very earth we stand on.
So you're a genasi.
Or an elemental?
That is not inaccurate way to think about it.
My God, I have so many questions, but none of them are complete in my head right now.
When we were children, where did you go back to? When it felt like our village never saw you and it was just me.
Oh, I stayed just outside the village and lived in the forest on my own.
So solitary. I'm sorry.
It was peaceful.
Did you get to spend time with your father ever? Or is it distant?
As a child, he would visit me in the form of, and then he's going to point over at some of the people walking around that you can see are like clearly like these astral projections of themselves from the whole pod thing. A lot like that.
Okay. So you bestowed me his favor.
No, he did that himself. I just kind of gave you the instrument, I guess. But certainly not the power.
Them together? Did you meet him and then tell your dad about it? Did your dad prophesy about him for some reason and make you keep tails on it?
My father knew that he would be playing an important part in something in his future, and I think we all know now what that is. So yes, you could say that I was destined in some capacity to be a part of that. I know you must have a million more questions, and I'm absolutely available to field any that I can, but I must also ask, what have you experienced so far with this? And he's going to kind of like look around and try to make sure that he's being discreet about this. These activities with the cult and the Red Wizards.
So
If you give us 10 minutes, we can build a spot where we can talk more discreetly. I do worry. No offense, Esther. We don't know who's eavesdropping at any given time.
You're not. Sorry. You're not wrong.
We could pass notes.
You want a private place to speak? Is that what you said?
Yes, and if you give me 10 minutes, I can make it happen.
Are you sure? I can.
Unless you want to do something that can make it happen now.
I mean, yeah, it'll take 1 minute, but Do we have 300 feet of space that we could clear out for ourselves?
Yeah, the fields that the sports were happening on are just completely empty now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Very
He's
specific
gonna
question.
walk out into the very center of the empty field, and he's gonna take out a little like white. It almost looks like it's made of bone, but it's like carved to look like a little portal. And he'll place it on the ground. And a tiny little like a playing marble. And he'll balance it on a spoon and like put it on the portal, and then the spoon will just kind of like drop through the portal like it's falling into water, and it'll start to unfold like metallic and stone pieces, almost kind of like an erectus set building itself, and little pieces of stone floor will come out, and a giant structured castle will build itself into the middle of the pitch.
Nice.
Did you just evoke a castle?
Yeah. It's pretty neat, huh? You can do
That's-
that?
At last.
Mm,
No?
my power comes from an oath. I am not a potent spellcaster.
Oh. But I know that, but like I could teach you someday. It'll take a while. But, you know.
Let me just take the time for 14 levels in Wizard, and I'll be there.
More like 12, 13. But yeah. This isn't that high a level spell. It's like it's up there. But it's like, you know, like level 7 magic. It's not my greatest feat.
Okay. Would you like?
You
to
know
show-
what is my greatest feat? Do you want to see it?
It's not your foot. Don't pull your foot. please.
No, it's not my foot. I will show it to you though, and I've been keeping it here in this little like, well, this palace of ours. I built you all rooms, by the way. You're going to walk in. There'll be blank slates, but if you close your eyes and imagine what the room would look like if you live there, it will do its best to accommodate you. Anyway, would you like to see my greatest feat of magical prowess? Because this is not it. It's pretty impressive, but not this.
As long as it's not a spell you have to cast on me.
No.
Feel like
No, nothing like that. It's just something I've been working on in my downtime, and I've been storing it here. And he like walks down the hallway to like the nearest closeted doors, and he pulls it open, and he drags out like a big wooden gourd, the same size as him, and he like drags it out by these two rope handles, and you just hear it kind of grinding against the floor. This is the thing that I've been working on right here. This boy, and he hits it, and you can kind of hear the slosh of water inside as he hits the top of the gourd. And he goes, in here, I've made me. Again.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. Exactly.
That was a
I've made-
question. That means I don't understand.
Oh, I made a me.
is it a simulacrum?
Yeah, sort of. Although,
Huh?
I don't know where that word came from. It just came out.
divinely inspired. No, it is like a simulacrum if simulacrums weren't basically straw doll versions of what I've made. A simulacrum is like a stupid you who does like half the things you can do at half the speed and twice as loud. This is me
How long have you been
in the future.
brewing a you?
Well, it's been a little bit. This one's been probably here for
And why does you look like a gourd?
about a month. It's inside. It's gonna hatch like an egg.
So when did you have time to do this?
It's just a thing that like I go into this place that we're in. It's called the Magnificent Mansion. It exists within a pocket plane, you understand. So like everything in here everybody on the outside sees like a mansion, but then it folds back up into a teeny tiny little space. And I can go there in my mind. You ever hear somebody talk about their mind palace? This is a literal palace for me.
Huh?
So I go here.
So how long have you been doing that?
Oh, this, like I said, this one's been gestating for maybe
Just
like 86 days in pocket plane time. Every hour that passes outside in our time, an hour and 16 minutes passes in time inside the pocket plane, and so there's a little bit of like time dilation.
It's like there's this kind of like this look. I'm like, Aster is trying to understand, but also like, what the fuck do you mean? This has been happening for this many days and we haven't known about it.
It's not like I take out my my paper and scissors and start cutting paper dolls and stacking them really high in front of you. I sit down, I dunk myself in the water that I do every night we go to sleep, and I disappear into my mind palace and start putting in the ingredients.
So why are you brewing a second you?
In case this one fails. So you remember earlier when we were talking about you casting Revivify? Well, sometimes we don't get to things for like a day or 10 or 20 or however long. And Revivify is only effective like 10 minutes after I die. And so I'm taking fail safes into account in the event that you approach me with a Revivify at 11 minutes.
Right, just so I can look it up. What is this?
It's clone.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's easy enough.
This hurts my brain a little bit, and it doesn't feel natural, and I'm conflicted.
I'm trying to explain it. Like, here's a way that I could explain it to you, but I don't want you to take it the wrong way, okay?
No, I think I get it. I think I just don't know how to feel about it.
So don't worry. If your first thought, and many wizards' first thoughts, is, are you a lich? No, I am not a lich. This is not one of those things that liches make to like rebirth themselves. This works one time. That's it. And then I got to go through the process of like making it again.
So,
Well, for what it's worth, Spunk, I mean, if I die, you're kind of fucked. But like,
No, like I
you
said.
get 100 years and I could still revive you.
Oh, well, this one works like the moment I die. It needs another like 20 or 30 or 40 days in time dilation, but we're getting there.
So what happens? Hear me out, Spunk. You were to die.
Yeah.
This clone comes back, or this version of you is born. Out. Begins life.
Correct.
Then this Spunk 2, or whatever their name is alive, but then I revive you. Is there potential for both of you being here at the same time?
That is an interesting question. I believe, magically speaking, you would cause a soul splinch. Because my this thing in here is a physical remanifestation of my physical corporeal being. My incorporeal being still exists in me somewhere. All 23.7 grams of it floating around in my goo. If you were to call me back and I've already made it to my new corporeal being, a soul splinch would essentially rip my soul in twain and place half of it into each being not one complete of the original, but both being a piece of the original. Two halves not whole.
So we should not revive you going
I would refrain from it for the next maybe 17 days, or after 17 days. For the next 2 weeks and change, feel free to revive me.
I think like when Juno takes over the conversation, Icarus is just like done thinking about it. It's like too much. So he's just gonna grab Corey's hand and like walk towards another room and go to update him.
Okay.
He's just like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
So we can kind of exposition this so you don't have to like spell out everything quite literally right now. Are you divulging everything? Is there anything you're leaving out? Is there anything you want to emphasize?
I think I'll divulge everything because this is like the person other than my sister that I trust the most.
Okay.
So I will update all the way until like we got this many masks. That's all we could get, but we don't think there's a rush at the moment until the next step.
He is going to get hung up on one part of it and say, wow, that business with the divination pool must have been a hard choice to make.
I don't know. I thought it was right at the time, and for someone in this group that I've become so close with, it didn't matter as much to me as them getting the thing that they were working for. I still don't feel right about it because, it shouldn't have been my choice to make, but I thought I was helping. But
well, I believe you did.
At all, it felt worth it for someone I care about.
You have a friend you call Elia, right?
Yeah. That's one of her names.
I believe that she and I, at the time that you did that, saw the same thing happen. And she is actually looking into that right now. Part of the reason I'm here is to tell you that I believe there may be a solution to the mystery of your friend's shadow.
Well, you'll need to. I'd honestly prefer if you take that to her first. We've all been trying to figure that out and help, but I think that's her decision whether she wants to figure out or not.
Fair enough.
I'm just glad I got to see you again.
As am I.
Also, I'm still wrapping my head around the dots that we're connecting, so... I guess I was living... I made an unfair assumption that was really confusing, but this honestly kind of does make more sense. It just took me a second to get.
Well, it's not every day that people meet, the actual child of a god.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is something that I kind of keep discreet about.
Well, and it makes more sense because the assumption we were living under, felt like it didn't make sense. And then also, I could message you, which I didn't know if I'd even be able to message him. But, so, when I was praying, did that still go to him then?
Of course.
So, did he get, my love notes to you?
Oh, man, that's me laughing, not him.
It's like when you send a letter and you have to send it to the parents' house and you don't know if they open it before they give it to them.
He didn't need to. I could feel it.
That's also fair that, if he is... Well, not if he is a god, he probably knows kind of anyways, but, still feels kind of weird at first. So, what is it that you've been doing this whole time since?
I have been mostly scouting. trying to gather information about the cult's whereabouts, where their operations are happening, and what exactly their plan is. I think
So
most
you're-
notably, I have found the place that they will be beginning soon their ritual.
So you're in this as much as we are.
I am remembering a thing, but only partially. I need you guys to help me out over the table. I can't remember if it was somebody having a vision or if it was just like a cutscene I basically described for like I think it was one of you having a vision or a dream.
I had a dream of him like falling off a cliff.
That was it. You had a dream. It wasn't him falling off a cliff. He was on this cliff. And the like insert camera pan here when he was like looking at the actual stronghold.
Okay.
That he's describing now. Yeah.
I think my mind just immediately went to him in danger or falling off a cliff, and I panicked.
Yes, it's my assumption that with this information, your leaders and groups of allies that have been gathered will make an assault on that place soon.
So, do we have less time then than we thought?
I have no real gauge on the amount of time you have, but from what I gather, your contacts do.
Then what is your next step?
To be with you and your companions, at least for a time.
I like that. You know, catch up a little bit since the time we've had. Bray, why are you laughing? I'm so scared.
I think Bright's having a private conversation with somebody.
I said something and I very much tried to keep it under wraps.
I was like, what's my...
Let's pause there for a moment. Is there anything else happening with the other four of you?
I mean, I just want
I'm
to explore
dropping
this place.
eaves.
Oh, okay.
Like little slug. Like they went to a private room. I am glued to the door outside of the room with my ear to it. I'm sticking my eyeball like in a keyhole. I am snooping.
Dropping
All right.
eaves. That's what you said.
I am dropping every
She said
eaves.
dropping ass.
No,
But
I
also,
didn't
maybe
hear what she said all
if
the
it
way.
gets
I was
me
like,
to the
what
doorknob
fuck are
better,
you
then
talking
yes.
See, you're doing important things. I just want to like wander around this place like a child at a museum.
Nice.
I'll give the nickel tour to Aster.
Yay!
Excellent.
And anytime Aster's like, it'd be really cool if there was like a zoo here or something like that, and then he'll just like morph it into existence.
Nice.
But like,
Oh my
does he
God, but
can't
yeah,
really
but, like,
spawn,
they're
like
all-
living.
Yeah, they're all unseen servants. So are they like unseen servant like animals?
Yeah, so like the animals will just be like wooden rocking horses or stone if he can manage the shape of them,
I
and then
love
they'll just
that.
like move around on a track
Nice.
back and forth.
This is very good.
Oh man, paper would have been much better idea. Then I could have colored them in.
Well, if you did that, can you just change that again?
No, I didn't I didn't build an eraser into this. I just have to make another one. I do. All my ideas are great. That's why I write everything in pen. I don't do mistakes. Don't need
You're
erasers.
one of those people. Oh no.
As you're having this conversation, you're gonna hear this like pop, and at the same time flip to the other room. Corey and Icarus. Corey's gonna like turn his gaze toward the door as if he like heard something, and just like rub his hands together and like snap his fingers toward the door in like a finger gun motion. and then come back to you, Icarus, and hand back to these other guys. Spunk, you're gonna hear this pop, and all of a sudden at your feet, you're gonna see and like one of the little pots is kind of like rolling as if it was just spun in place. You're gonna see a little box open with a series of pots and paintbrushes. You have a new item in front of you.
Oh.
It is called Nulzur's Marvelous Pigments.
Oh my god, that's the paint it comes
Oh, it's the paint shit. I do
Yeah.
like that paint shit. Mm.
This
Okay.
seems like it could either go super helpful and
Or-
like really thoughtful in this campaign and like
Army of
help
Walking
us save
Dead.
the world, or it's gonna be like penises with ball sack legs marching around.
Knowing
Hold on.
this party, it could be any of the above.
Yeah,
What
it's
is-
going one way or the other.
This
Either
is
going to
my
be the greatest thing that saved all of Faerun, or
This is-
it's gonna be butts.
this is my favorite like non-combat focused magical item in the game. It is a here, be as creative as you want kind of fun
With great
thing.
power comes great responsibility.
Oh, I've already come to terms with the fact that responsibility is out the window with this.
Oh, there's no check for this.
I'm saying this is Courtney to Bright.
So
There's no what?
there's no check like to like successfully draw something, and in my head Spunk's
Oh.
a terrible drawer.
Oh no, you can make it stickmen and it'll be an actual person that
I can make things appear with my brain. I don't need to learn skills like writing and drawing. So like in my head, my drawing skills are like a kid gripping a crayon with his fist.
yeah.
So all of these paints will be painted in my fist with just the brush hanging out the bottom, and I'll just be like, okay, I'll make a little bird, and then we're flying us back all the way to the castle.
Nice.
I draw a dragon, but it looks like Trogdor, so it's got like muscle arms, and it's breathing like a little fire, has angry brows.
There you go.
Eyeballs.
This is my dragon, and he defends the castle.
Nice.
Oh my
hey,
god, I just realized that I sound like Strong Bad.
It's because when you're thinking about Trogdor, that's the only thing that happened.
This is
True.
Trogdor. This is the way he does things.
The countryside.
Is there a store that sells boxing gloves here? Because I would love to wear them all the time.
oh man. Hey, looking at our time, let's take a super quick break. We will be right back. Okay, and we're back.
I hope that made it on. That's really funny.
I think I caught, and that's why I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man.
I have exciting news, but I'll keep it for like my closing creds.
Oh,
Really?
all right.
Announce our new things.
You better remember.
Yeah.
I have ADHD. I'm not gonna remember.
I know.
Well,
That's why I'm telling you. Like,
Between the
write
3.5
this
brain
down.
cells at the table right now, I think somebody will remember.
Okay.
not me.
Oh man. Anyway, we're back. Who wants to go next? We're just conversating right now. What do you guys want to do next?
I have one bit that I'm ready to make, so I guess I'll go next. I've been playing.
Bit. Commit to the bit.
When Corey goes to and looks at the door, and first of all, I want to describe my room is like
Fuck yes.
I want it to be reminiscent of like how natural our hometown was, and
Okay.
our mother had like a brilliant silver like temple like kind of like home space that was very open and flowy, but like I want more like the outskirts of the village kind of nature. And I'm doing it for me, and I'm also doing it for like because this is where we used to play, and this is also like where he lived, so kind of like the kind of like hut feeling on the outskirts of nature with a lot of like grass and wildlife, and like rays of sun coming through like the windows of the hut.
Nice.
And like I really just want to like sit in the grass like next to like one of like the hut walls and just like talk. But when he looks at the door, like almost like recognizing that Juno's outside, I'm gonna say, don't worry. Within like the parameters for the room that I imagined, soundproof was one of them. I know her.
I'm not worried.
I'm pissed. Juno's still glued to it. She's still trying to hear.
Under the table, we can be as loud as we want.
Good for you. You know what?
Nice.
Hey, Corey is going to say, good for you. Guys, Juno, and best.
Anywho, that's all I wanted. That little bit I had prepared.
Nice.
Fireball. I want to know what everybody else's room looks like. Tell me your room.
Show me your room.
Tell me.
So
Give it to me.
Juno's room is very barren. It's just
Knew it.
kind of gray, like unfortunately millennial gray, like all over, but it's all kind of stone reminiscent of the temple she grew up in. And there's just a simple cot in the corner. And she's just like, yeah, this will be comfortable enough. Her room will also be soundproof. Now that I realize my brother has made his soundproof. But
I
right
want
next
that
to the
too.
cot, there is a small little picture of LSAO on a nightstand. Very
Oh,
simple.
I love that.
And maybe a small tub in the corner for Spunk in case he needed to go in there and take a nap.
Into your room in the mansion. That's adorable.
I know that you made a mansion, but I've watched you sleep in so many sinks now. I'm like, maybe he might need to sleep. Maybe he has to go take a
I
nap.
love that.
Like
And
if
so,
Spunk ever sees that. Oh, you chose a tub for me. And
in case you just needed to sleep somewhere, I don't know. I've gotten used to your sounds. So just in case you ever needed to like sleep somewhere.
oh,
Got you. Unintentionally, I'm blaming my subconscious for this.
that's very nice. We are in a mansion, so like, you know, we
I know,
have
Spunk.
plenty of rooms, but like,
I know.
you know, if
I
you'd
don't
rather,
think I intentionally made it. I think a part of my brain did.
well, that's very sweet of your subconscious. She looks around this prison cell you've made. I have concerns. Would you like to talk more, like, about what's going on in Juno? Here, you know what? Let me help you. Let me just really quick. And he makes like a floor to ceiling design in one of the walls of the Moonweaver in like a gross anime body pillow style painting on the wall.
That's very
And
nice, Funk.
makes it out of like very deep, like even grooves in the stonework. And then like the pigments start to like come through, and they're like slightly stained but like aged, like those old Jesus stone paintings that like hang in the Louvre or in Italy somewhere. Just like faded colors, but very clearly just like a ripped elven god with flowing black and white hair, that is just, he's like arched back with his hand upstretched, and there's like a single thick ribbon that comes by and just barely like covers the V in his groin right down the
Moonweaver's
center.
a lady.
And huge tits. Like, it's just very, it's like
Have you not seen the art I posted? A million.
Okay, but like,
we're going like full androgyny, I think, with this one.
Yeah.
We're like it's ripped, but like there's not quite a lean.
I think when you try
towards-
to go androgyny, Juno will at one point be like, her tits are a lot bigger.
he like
And her ass.
grows
And her
them out.
thighs.
Like this. It starts
Yeah,
to
that
like
makes sense.
this,
That
the
makes sense.
proportions like a slider go like.
This is
Sim.
like Sims 4 when they introduced changing body proportions.
Just yeah, Fallout sliders, just
oh my
Skyrim.
God, yeah, like the sliders. This is what it's like to be on Hero Forge, not gonna
Eh?
lie.
Yep.
When you make that dumpy so big.
This is so big.
Oh, but
because
if
they
you don't
let
give
you.
him a dumpy at all, it looks like it's concave. What happened?
What happened?
Did they sit on the toilet too hard? What happened to that?
You need to get up off of the toilet. I believe in you.
You can't sit there and TikTok for 45 minutes.
Oh man, we're having a terrible time. Anywho, this Moonweaver.
Oh, right. That's what we were doing.
Oh yeah, let me find that art. I'll post
I
it
believe we have it actually.
I'm going to
Yeah,
find
I
a way
think she's
to
in our
have somebody
sheets.
make a mosaic of it.
She's in our sheets journal.
Yeah, your journals.
Named NPCs.
DM it to me one of these days.
Well, I
Where did
wanted
you
to
draw?
show
Oh,
it to stream
There
again.
she is.
There she is. Boom.
There's that.
Aw.
There's the one that's in there, but then I also had a different.
Oh, this is like really minimalist pretty. I like that.
We did get permission from the artist, by the way, that did this to use it.
Damn, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Man, I'm sad it's like a tiny digital copy. I want like a
Man, a
banner.
print would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a huge one of those. That's cool. Her tits are way bigger.
Anywho.
But he fixes it to exactly what she sees in the Moonweaver when she, I don't know, closes her eyes. Oh, and your husband is like dancing with them in the same, like his back is to her back as he like, he's got like a full forward stretch and every muscle line and ripple is expressed in both of them in this wall art.
Partner.
A buff wizard,
Their
imagine.
partner.
If I
I'll be
see
honest, I
a-
wasn't paying
if I
attention
see
when you
a
described them.
Wizard that decided to put stats into strength, which made no sense, but I love them for it.
They're like wiry. They're like this is skinny muscle, not like I eat
Like a
yogurt 'cause
swimmer. Swimmer build.
Swimmer's build, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so that's Juno's room.
Aster.
Yeah, I mean, since like this is more of like a structured kind of place, or at least that's like how Aster's like kind of thinking about it in her mind. She would think like very like cozy log cabin vibes. So wood floor, like the wooden like walls, like made of like really like nice tree trunks and everything. Um, Definitely like lots of furs and things around. Um, and then not necessarily like a fireplace, like a traditional fireplace that we've probably seen in like inns and things, and more like a central like fire pit. um it's probably a better way to describe what her taste kind of is. um and yeah, just yeah, all of like the cozy like cabin vibes.
Nice.
If anyone ever makes it over to Spunk's room, the door
Oh
will
yes,
open
I
up.
want the tour once I'm not allowed in my room. I want every nook and cranny of this space.
Certainly. His room opens up to what appears to be outdoors, down to like the very sounds of like crickets chirping in the background. But it is grass, a bunch of trees, a big muddy hole dug into the center of the room, lightly filled with like a little bit of water, and there's like a humid fog that kind of permeates through the room, but it's like brisk humid. So it's like a comfortable temperature, but very wet in the air. If you get close to one of the walls, it'll turn into like a wall and you'll just like reach like a hard surface. But when you're standing at the doorway, it kind of looks like you're just looking outside. And he's made it to where like the stars twinkle through like the trees. There's like actual moonlight coming through the branches and things like that. And it's not until you like actually touch it where it like flattens out and becomes 2D.
Nice. We'll have to have Chrissy describe Ulta's room next
Oh, I
time.
can't wait. Anyway, the rest of this place is basically a kitchen, a large banquet hall, breakfast nook number 2, tennis courts, a large swimming pool, a battle arena.
Cool. And Juno just dips.
Nice.
Couple guest rooms.
Excellent.
Bathroom.
Icarus, anything else for you with Coralon for now?
I think I'll, at this point, I'll kind of guesstimate that they're probably off of the conversation that was giving me a headache. So I'll say, we can return back to the group now. I'm sure they're wondering where we ran off to. I just figured it was easier to do a concise summary or something like that.
Okay.
Is that what we're calling it these days?
Over the table, I will fully admit that I intended to have Corey have some pointed conversation with Ulta. I'm not going to do that while the player behind the character is not here. So I'm going to
Got a riff for an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm going to generally ask about your ideas of, if there are any, of what you would like to do next, where you would like to go next, if anything.
Yeah, we're finally in a place where we can like be quiet for a second. Do we want to invite your family to dinner? Heck, Juno says from like inside the pool where she is currently skinny dipping after just disrobing and jumping in.
Well, I think my father is still on business, but I'm sure my mom would want to be here.
Spunk, are we allowed to invite friends and family?
Sure. Just put a piece of your DNA on them so that they can access it and tie it around their finger. Your hair. You just...
Oh, okay.
I want to insight check Spunk. Is that actually necessary?
It's not.
From behind Spunk, you just see.
Could be, though. I actually don't know. Hold on. Wait.
Well, I think you just need to
I
say
sh-
like they're allowed.
I didn't even specify. Let me see. A banquet for up to 100 people. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
There's 100 staff in this. Okay, I want to retcon the zoo. There's like 2 staff members, and one of them was wearing like donkey ears. Another one has like a bear muzzle around his face
That's
with
what
like,
I'm saying.
and it's just like walking around going.
That's the unseen servants, and I love that.
It says here, you decide the visual appearance of these servants and their attire.
Mhm.
So no, it's just like 2 regular guys, and like
This is
they're wearing like
incredible.
morph suits, and like one of them has like a bear muzzle on. The other one's got donkey ears, and they're like just looking at each other, and one of them walks up and like swipes at him,
Nice.
and then the other one like lays down, he like gets to the ground and like lays there and goes, hee-haw. Hee-haw.
I really hope you know that like this just makes me think of like the animated Swan Princess movie where like all the like castle servants have to like dress up as animals because the prince is like practicing his archery skills. Does anyone remember that? No.
Not me.
Well,
No.
I posted a GIF in session stillies because it's so funny how almost accurately you describe that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess we're swimming.
I mean, after the festival of dreams is over, I think we either wanted to do dinner with Ulta's parents, or maybe visit our village if you would like to see Mom.
I mean, Mom has like a super powerful sword that could be useful, but also we could ask the elves to actually get involved and do something. Rather than just kind of sitting there. They've been here for hundreds of years. I think they should care about the potential doom of the world that they live in.
Wow, that was like a really. The options are dinner with Aster's parents, or convincing an entire people to join a war. That is.
I feel like Aster.
I think I choose dinner.
Like Aster seems pretty chill with their parents, and if they're like, "Hey, I need your help on something," they seem like
Oh.
the type of parents to say, "Okay."
I thought you were gonna say, "I can't have dinner, Mom. I have to go and persuade the people to join the war."
Oh
Okay.
no, I don't think that will be an easy feat by any means,
No, but that's
or a
just,
feasible one.
just kidding.
I think we should definitely have dinner with Aster's parents since we're here, and we can invite them into the mansion, and we can all eat together.
Yeah, dude, I was kidding.
Then,
Jenna.
if we need to go back to Waterdeep, we go back to Waterdeep, or we figure
Yeah.
out what's next.
Yes, we can do all of those things. I was joking. I wasn't trying to make you
I
explain the literal difference. It's okay. We'll do all those things and anything else you want to do, because it's your special day.
I also just realized on my own things to unpack.
Oh.
I haven't seen Mother since I'm birth tone again.
since what? Sorry, you got soft for me.
Since I'm birth tone. I don't know a better way to say that. I'm pallid
Since you're pale again,
since I'm purple with white hair.
we are very pale people.
Yeah. Well, and she hasn't seen me like that since we were playing as children, and I received the lyre.
Right. She's either going to be almost pleased or very confused.
We're gonna walk in, and she's gonna be like, "Honey, you finally found the light," and I swear I'll snap. I'll snap.
I think you are reasonable to snap.
Did we cover? I don't think we covered tense familial relationships in our intake
No, we didn't yet.
Safety forms.
I also don't think we told anyone about my mommy issues.
Well, you did now.
And technically, my mommy issues, they're just different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might have been mommy's favorite, but it was not a good time.
And I was sending that whole time, so she heard everything.
part of me like wants to go home, but part of me also doesn't want to see her. Is that bad?
Is it okay to hate my mom?
Spunk, do you know your mom?
Yes.
You talk a lot
Yes.
about eating siblings, so I wasn't sure how that worked.
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, every reptile has the reptile. Well, I mean, I guess she's an amphibian, but like, we all have that reptilian brain, you know. The 3 Fs, where like you just
I look
feed, fight, and fucking survive.
I just looked at Aster. Is this true? Yeah, we all know about that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everybody has a reptilian brain, a mammalian brain. I'm gonna skip the long version. Basically, we all have these urges. When my mother gave birth to all, 168 of us, her amphibious hormones kick into overdrive, and it makes you do just the base things: looking for food, looking for safety from predators. It kicks into overdrive, even though we lived in a civilized collective. It's kind of like when, like mob mentality, but alone. The settings you're in can dictate your thoughts and whether or not you partake in something, despite whether you would do it if you were coherent or not. Mild form of psychosis occurs when my people procreate, and they eat their young sometimes, and it's kind of like a survival of the fittest thing. Whoever swims away the fastest gets to survive. The weak are food. Seemed a little unfair that she did while we were still eggs, but not every family's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it.
I just like that there's like some 213-year-old being standing in front of you listening to you explain this.
Yeah.
And it just seems absurd.
is.
Explaining nature to God. And I lay that all down, the God's listening, and Icarus just goes, yep.
He's not a god.
No, he's a
An
demigod at
elevated being of some kind.
That's no way to support your partner, Icarus.
He's a sexy statue, okay?
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go invite my mom to dinner.
You want her to
That's a
come
great
here?
idea, Aster.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, if not, wait. I thought that's what we were doing.
Well,
No, that's
we could.
definitely what we're doing.
And now if we have enough to feed 100, so
Okay.
invite
Invite
the
more
whole
than
fucking
Aster's
village.
Mom, or do we just want to hang out with Aster's mom? Aster, it's up to you.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know if you want to invite any of your friends already.
I mean, if you all would you like to meet my friends?
Do you have friends that you would like to introduce to us?
I think we've met like
Oh, I
3 of them, right?
100% want to do that. Yes.
You've already met at least some of them.
Yeah, I think we
Uh-huh.
met at least 3 of them in my notes I have from the different obstacle course stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, but
when
we
Aster's
haven't,
getting
like-
ready for their
We haven't like really interacted with them past like a
As we are, like,
thin-lined
100%
lip
of the
smile and a
time?
nod in
No.
the hallway, right?
Uh-huh. Exactly. So like,
Like
yeah.
you give them the Midwest like not smile.
needs an upper lip.
No, you gotta do like the lip like press and then like the the chin jut. That's the white person greeting.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
perfect.
Was an upper lip, not me. like a Midwest white through and through.
Oh wow.
I've got just enough non-white genes to have some features on my face. A nose and half a lip.
Yummy.
Oh.
I'm still dying over yup.
I feel like someone needs to point out that this is beautiful, Spunk. I love this. We're also in a beautiful natural village that probably has some natural water where we could go swim in nature and not in Magic Castle as well, if you would like, sister.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris. The pool's there regardless when we're not in a place like that, but his point stands.
Yeah, maybe when we're in like a cave, we could, make use of that pool.
Why
but-
go to the pool when you're at the beach kind of thing? Like,
Yeah, that's if you'd like to do something more while we're in Aster's beautiful hometown. Towns aren't real. Towns are real. This isn't a town.
Village.
Can someone get me a towel? I will need to go reapply clothing.
Aster,
Okay.
what are the nudity rules here? I mean, if we're going from one pool to the other, should we wear clothes between them?
I mean, I didn't
Eh,
post
I don't-
rules.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of like how far like we have to go because I think it's less of a like one place to the other thing, it's more the distance between them kind of thing.
I mean, this
You're
is
saying it's going to be a lot of time spending naked.
Mm-hmm.
this is a druidic tribe. Are they naked friendly? Are they that kind of druid?
Yeah, I mean, they don't care that much, but like generally clothes are encouraged.
Okay, no, that's fair. I mean, I'm still clothed. I was just asking for my sister to make things easier.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
Putting on
I get it.
clothes, I'll be right back.
Sometimes she doesn't like to wear clothes. I'm just being honest. To be fair, we wear armor almost everywhere.
And Juno wears like
Real.
50 blankets.
I just realized I'm wearing dragon scales right now. I forgot about that.
What even?
I like glitter everywhere I go. Oh yeah, did I tell you that part of the story? And then recounts the dragon armor.
I have half plate. But it's mithril. Because I'm a fancy bitch.
I think I just wear leather. Glamour studded leather.
But yeah, I mean, I'll invite my mom, and if like is my father still like astral projecting into here, or like is he already like kind of gone and done his own thing?
He is still astral projecting into here, but he's clearly like in talks with some other people that you would recognize as like leaders of various degrees.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd probably just like let him know if he has like time later, but like I'm not gonna take him away for that and interrupt for too long.
Okay.
Just gonna let him do that thing. And then yeah, just however many of my friends are actually like here in town that like want to come have dinner.
I'm gonna need your help with reminding me which ones I said were here. think-
Oh, that's a great question because I don't remember which ones you said either. I think you said Flax was here. I think you said Thistle was here.
And
I think
then
Onyx was
Onyx.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those three. I'm gonna do a highlight so I don't forget that
You
again.
know, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, they are all able to join.
Yay!
It's the girls.
You get back.
I'm going to fully admit, guys, that I am wholly unprepared as far as their like backgrounds and information on them and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna kind of like
Wing it.
wing it.
Yeah.
Get weird with it.
Yup.
In my headcanon of this moment, while Aster goes out to get them, we sneak out to go swimming, and Aster gets back with like her whole family, and we're not there. We're all just like naked in a pond.
So they're here. What's dinner?
Oh yes, gracious host. What is the
What is our
banquet?
100-person
We're up
banquet
to-
that's
Right.
serving 10 people?
Yeah.
Um,
I want to see like what like in Spunk's brain is a banquet. Like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be ice cream, and I kind of love that.
I mean, for a moment, a like 18-person wooden table seems to be coming up out of the ground, with reaching almost end to end the largest, fattest, widest centipede you've ever seen in your life. And then it stops and then starts to sink down, and he goes, wait, hold on. And he closes his eyes and tries very hard to remember the food from earlier and how the table looked, and do his very best to replicate that,
Oh.
but with other foods that Aster has mentioned as being like her favorites, or ones that like she's been eating while we were there at this fair, at the festival.
Nice.
My heart. I love it.
Does anybody have any dietary restrictions?
I mean, I'm vegetarian, but that's it.
Okay. The plate had a little placard that says Icarus in cursive, like made of paper, kind of just appears out of the table, and then the plate kind of just does one of these spins, like a trapdoor just kind of flipping over.
Uh-huh.
And on the other side, there is also a plate, but instead of like the arrangement of whatever's on the table, it's just a huge leaf, like one big green palm frond, just like curved.
No, it's a tree star. We're going back to land before time.
Yeah.
Crunch.
I want a
The
tree.
best. I've had me eating so many leaves as a kid.
I'm gonna grab a glass of like champagne, if there is in this magical feast, and I am going to raise a glass, and I'm going to say to Aster for bringing us all together and sharing what she loves with us all.
So there wasn't champagne, but when you imagine it, a glass of it, a flute of it comes up, and then when you raise it up in the air, one appears in front of everybody else. Like as if
I
to
just
be-
assumed it worked like the bedrooms. I gotta be honest.
It's I am full blown grabbing your brain and slamming it on the table is what's happening.
Like the weirdest version of Smart House I've ever seen.
So when you do that, one or two of Aster's friends are gonna look a little bit confused, but still kind of dignified, and then like look over at Aster's mother, and she's just gonna give them a nod and like mirror Icarus with grabbing the glass and holding it up, and then they'll be like have a little aha moment and then do the same.
Sorry, it's like a celebratory thing that we do at banquets.
Ah, what do you call it?
A bread. I don't know why I thought that was funny. I just had to do it. I was like, I can't say toast. I can't say toast.
Oh,
I call
man.
it crunchy hot bread.
It reminds me of soggy but wet but cooked bread. Oh, fuck, I quit. Brain cells have turned off at this point. I am so sorry.
Cheers. Hooray. I don't know what the response is.
No, I think like Aster is also just like a little stun locked, but like in a really like oh my god, my friends are so nice kind of way. Like she just doesn't know what to do.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to explain the rest. So one person holds up a glass and says like what they're like thankful for or what brings them all together. Then we say something nice and we all like acknowledge, clink with each other, and then take the first sip of the night kind of thing. Sorry, I didn't realize I just said what we call it and didn't get into anything else.
Well, this seems like something we will have to take back to our next festival.
Toastmasters, right? That's what. Was that what that's called? Toastmasters? Not important.
Organization you can get involved in if you want to be better.
Not important. It's fine.
Or an extremely intelligent being. You have no memory.
I don't. No. It's
You,
true.
you
I
remind me-
forget everything, anything anyone's ever told me.
You remind me of this one friend I had. I think his name is Hyacinth.
Oh! Oh! But your highest, I see what you did there.
Do not break this wall again. Do not break this wall. You hurt my brain so much last time. Last time you called me out for having Hyacinth behind Icarus, and I was so stunned I had
Not
no
do it
idea what to
again.
do. Oh my god.
Well, this is lovely. You're lovely. Everyone's lovely. Tell us the most embarrassing story you know about Aster's childhood. He says, looking at like the three friends.
Well, the one who is so one of these women is going to be like a little bit more built, like broad-shouldered and muscly, like toned. And she's gonna get like this half smirk on her face and just begin telling this story about there was this one time that we were training together as children, just kind of figuring out our strengths and weaknesses, and this one decides to go for conjuring some fire. There are a few trees missing from a particular part of the grove, if you hadn't noticed.
Esther, you started a wildfire?
Well, it's like I think like at that, Aster is like actually shifting like a little uncomfortably. Is like that was not like the first thing that she expected anyone to say. She just kind of overcomes that. Like, well, yeah, mhm.
Well, most of the forest seems to still be here, so it couldn't been that bad.
Yeah. No, I think it ended up okay at the end of the day, but
Control burns are important. I learned about those a long time ago.
Well, with Nightshade there, she made pretty quick work of handling it, but still.
Other interesting point. Aster, where did your affinity for fire come from? Or is that just like inborn, like natural skill?
well, I mean, I didn't go out seeking it, if that's what you mean. It kind of found me,
Okay.
as it kind of goes.
I feel like some people choose their specialty and some people it just comes to, so I was just curious.
Mhm.
Intentional there.
Yeah, well, what Onyx didn't mention was similarly with training. Instead of, picking all of the apples out of the apple trees like a normal person, she thought that punching the tree until all the apples fell was a good idea.
It almost worked.
Yeah, after your knuckles were how bloody?
Far too much, that's for sure.
I feel like that's committing to like a point trying to be right a little too much.
Well, we have certainly grown a lot since then, haven't we?
I can agree with you on that.
To be fair, I mean, Juno and I really gave our parents a headache being on opposite sleep schedules. So imagine a kid that only likes the sun and a kid that only likes the moon. Like, that's got to be a nightmare.
You're right. That sounds awful.
I thought having twins was bad for normal people. Imagine twins that refuse to sleep at the same time.
Aster's mom is going to chime in. Well, luckily for us, the only real trouble we ever had with Aster was that one incident with the ranger. But important lessons were learned that day.
Can we get...
Ah, yes, I would like to know that story.
I am not going to spend the time while we're live to try and find where that story is. Heck, do you remember it?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, does Aster want to like talk about this in front of everybody in this setting? Not really.
Yeah,
Cut it down.
I think then I think your mom would kind of pick up on that vibe and just kind of, oh, I shouldn't
Just
share.
Please.
I'm gonna like write it in my notes to ask about later.
Respectfully, it is particularly personal, so not my place. By the way, do you all know where you are going to next? What you're doing next?
I mean, I keep campaigning that we run into hell and kill demons. So
Well, that sounds interesting.
I think that's up
I
in the-
know hell isn't the best idea. I know, but I'm just saying.
We at least have to do... Remind me if I'm incorrect, but we have one more break-in / mask to try to attain before we go to hell, and or no?
That is so far from my brain, dude.
I feel like those were the two conversations. We either have to stop it at its base in hell, or try to get the last mask, because we slowed them down, but they could still get the last one they need, because they need 3, I think.
They need at least 2, and they do have 2.
Yeah, so
3 would make things easier for them, but there's just the 3rd one that's floating around somewhere.
yeah. So yeah, those are our 2 options, but I mean, who knows? We even with the mask, we might still have to go in hell and slow her down or something, or like there might be some sort of weakening of her that we have to do to make sure the cult doesn't just start back up, or I don't know how it all works. That might be a question more for our deities, but
Will you? Sorry for interrupting, my brother. Will you be assisting us in the upcoming events of the world?
Oh, yes. That is actually precisely what Aster's father is discussing with the other leaders as we speak.
Oh, cool. Wow, that's way easier than what we're gonna have to do. And I just look at my brother. Wow, they're so reasonable and responsive.
have you considered talking to the Moonweaver before we go to Mom? Mother.
Oh, yeah, that should definitely happen.
Because with her on our side, Mother would be much easier to persuade.
It's just getting all the other moon elves to do anything other than loiter in temples.
I wonder. I mean, we already know you're blessed by the Moonweaver because she married you and appeared at your wedding, and
I am her favorite. That's
yeah. But is there anything we can show as like a token of her support that would be like, you actually should listen to us when it comes to this cause, rather than just saying like, we think this is right as her favorite? You know?
Yeah. I don't know how many people are too keen of me repeatedly saying that I'm her favorite either, but it's fun to watch them get mad.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me see if I have the spell community.
that's what the air quotes were for, sister.
I do have it available.
So maybe that's
And I can
tonight.
try. It's gonna take me a minute to do that, but we
Maybe
don't have to do that over dinner either. We don't have to make it weird for all of you guys here.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Quite to look at Nick's and Aster's mom and
for tonight's activities, you can do that, and Corey and I may talk about what our plan is from his scouting and such.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Maybe tonight that could be Juno's plan, and to figure out what might be helpful there, and Corey and I can talk about possibly like what he learned from scouting and what the next steps his findings might mean the next steps for us are.
Okay.
that sounds like something for after dinner.
I do like having action steps though, you know? As much as we're enjoying to now, to know what we're doing after our enjoyment is kind of, as annoying as it is like focusing and centering, because we've been working towards something for so long. I feel that I want to know the steps we're picking up on, and then
I'm gonna be honest, you're ruining vacation mode right now.
I'm sorry, let's go again.
So I'm
Bringing work home, and I was really enjoying this, and now I'm nervous again.
I'm gonna just sort of talk through this real quick over the table, because again, I like I said, I didn't want to have like a important NPC to character conversation without the person behind the character here. But short version for you guys, since you're talking about actual next steps, things to do. Well, let me ask you this: do you think Ulta would want to have that discussion with Corey in private or with you guys? I should.
I think we let her have it with him in private.
Okay.
I
So
have dinner
then-
to get through. We've got other stuff to do.
I will say
Yeah.
though,
We can get stoned one more time.
I still am.
Okay, I'll hold that thought then and talk with Chrissy about it before next
I
time.
will say like that would definitely be like factoring into the action steps instead of just saying let's go home and then going home.
Right.
But also like Icarus would wait for Ulta to bring it up, because of course he doesn't want to kind of force her into doing things for her or anything like that.
Yep. Okay, anything else for your guests then as we approach the end of the evening before they leave?
Wait. I'm gonna whisper to Juno. This is like a whisper thing. That's why I got so close. Juno, was it just me, or did like there seem to be a chemistry between, what was it, Nightlock and Aster, or am I making that up? Like the dual sparring thing, you know?
Oh,
Oh, Nightshade?
Nightshade.
Was
I don't want
a
to make
very nice display to see. I'm trying to also ascertain if I think they should be in love for forever.
I
We could
wa-
ask Aster if, like,
I want
for
to see
reciprocity.
a thing, but I don't want to like push Aster towards being a thing, because I know Aster's really chill and like things like that, and I don't want. And if it isn't a thing, I don't want to make Aster think it's a thing, you know.
Right. We don't want to get inside Aster's head before big war against like a demon god.
So like,
But also, what if this love inspires them to be the best version of themselves? And we took that opportunity away from them by saying nothing.
so like, I'm gonna be like pause, and I'm gonna be like, so Corey, have you met Aster's mom really quick? And like move him over there. I'm gonna grab Aster's hand and pull her over to the Juno circle. I'm gonna be like, so Aster, I have a question.
yeah.
Do you have no pressure? You know, I just want to be here and support you no matter what.
Really, no pressure.
Really no pressure. So like,
This is-
I don't want to make a thing. out
Hey,
of
okay, just ask me then. Oh my gosh.
I'm loving this.
Are you interested in Nightshade? I felt like there was some tension, but I could be reading into things.
could just be connection and friendship, but it could be something more.
Oh, you mean that way? Sorry, I was a little confused. That answered my question. And I guess in that way, not really. She's just a really excellent instructor, and someone that I've looked up to.
Admiration. That's the feeling.
Yeah, I get that one.
Sorry, I'm like really good at reading people, but sometimes I'm not sure if I'm reading the exact tone that they're trying to put forth.
And I think I do get that one confused with love sometimes, because I did think I admired a god, which I thought I was in love with a god, which it turns out much clearer, not in love with a god, not admiring a god. But just
We have a pointed look over at Corey.
But the next best damn thing, baby.
I was like, "Are you sure?"
follow up. Do you like people like that sometimes? Because I don't want to make things out of nothing and like make you feel uncomfortable. So just no pressure. But like, if you're like, oh, that's not even my thing, I don't want to push. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about it that much, but no, I typically don't get interested in people that way.
Fair. I'll stop shipping you with everyone nice I like.
I mean, I appreciate you wanting me to, be cared for by nice people.
And I will burn those friend smuts that I've written. So not actually
fan fiction.
that Juno said I wrote fanfic about the whole group. So that's the joke. That's not a real thing.
That's a joke if you've not been here for many weeks, everyone.
Yeah, very good.
I'd rather write erotic friend fiction.
It's not real, guys. It's not real.
Would I lie to you?
You follow a trickster god.
That doesn't mean anything. That's rude.
If anything,
You saying she's not honest just because she likes trickery every now and then?
if anything, I think I'm probably more honest than you are.
Debatable. Juno's lying through her teeth right now. She knows she's more devious.
The trick is, I don't need to roll insight for that.
No, you are earnest in believing you are the most honest between the two of us. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Sorry about that.
Is he apologizing to Aster?
Yes.
There's nothing to be sorry for. Just a question wanting to get to know more about me, which, totally fair. So now I'm thinking, what do you mean you aren't interested in? Her eyes kind of like cut over to Corey too.
I said I'm not interested in a real god, because Corey said his father was the god.
Okay, so you're just interested in something who's not a god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which now
Okay.
I know is not a god, which was the confusing part.
Ah, I see.
We were
Yeah,
homeschooled, Esther. Sometimes we mix things up.
I just want to make sure it didn't come off as like intrusive or like pushing or prodding, and I want you to feel supported, no matter what it is. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you asked me instead of doing some, strange plot to get me together with someone that I'm not interested in that way.
That
Going
sounds
to
something-
hide her notebook a little bit further behind herself.
I was just about to say that sounds like something my sister would do.
What? What makes you say that?
Sometimes the giggle juice makes me a little bit more confrontational with things, because I feel like I would just avoid the conversation until like it became awkward, So I'm glad we had this moment. But
Well, yeah, I mean, typically an open book, maybe just dependent on the situation, though.
also, do you know naturally if half the things that Spunk tells us are real? Are they true? I don't know. I just nod.
I mean, they're true in the sense that that's Spunk's understanding of the world, and I'm not going to say that's necessarily wrong. Lived experiences can be really different.
I guess also like you approach nature from a very different perspective as him as well. So they could both be true at the same time, and I just don't. I want a second opinion because sometimes I get a headache, and his brain works so much faster than mine. Its brain, sorry.
Yeah, Spunk truly has fantastic brain.
Right?
Why are we talking about me like I'm not here?
I don't know. What are you doing? Did you come over to the circle?
I thought-
whisper
I thought
circle.
We were all just kind of in the room. Like aside from the whisper, I didn't know we couldn't hear things.
Oh.
I fully had this image.
You didn't leave the room. You're just having a conversation here.
I fully had an image of us like us all like huddled in or like whispering to each other, and Spunk was right below us the entire time, in the middle of the circle. I just didn't want to like throw that into existence if he wasn't ready for it.
Like
No, I love
waiting to
that.
call us out for being rude during dinner by whispering together.
Nope.
Like waiting for that moment in the conversation.
He's just looking and making faces like, that part's true.
What do you guys want to do tonight? I mean, I guess we have had a few nights, but this feels like, you know, our first like full lax night.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode.
If there's nothing else for your guests, they are going to take turns giving Aster a hug and then head out as it is approaching end of the evening.
Oh, great. Yes, all the hugs. Give.
Give me your hug.
Give.
So back down to just you guys. If there is anything that you want to do before calling it a night.
I'm going to
No.
attempt to commune with the moon, Weaver.
Nice.
But if we want to do a potty break.
What's that?
I said, but if we need to do a potty break before that happens.
No, I think we're gonna forego a second break because I think tonight's just gonna be a shorter session than usual because we're pretty much approaching a point where out of game you guys need to make some decisions about what you'd like to do next so that we can plan for it and then make it happen. But yeah, commune's happening. Anything else?
No.
Really brief, but Icarus would like to talk to Corey one-on-one, I guess. There's something that he probably wanted to talk about, but didn't get to until he made the fake giggle juice or champagne.
Okay.
He's like feeling comfortable enough to say it because he's been kind of nervous too.
Got it. Okay. Would we like to commune first or have that conversation first?
The way works for me. I just have to remind myself what community does. I mean, as a cleric. Okay.
How
please,
to-
no questions.
At least you have a button that says that. I just got a role play. What the heck?
Let's give you time to think about that. Let's go to is this a private conversation like you're back to the room?
I think back to the room, yeah.
Okay.
Juno, like the second you guys shut the door, Juno throws a fit. How dare you lock me out of this conversation?
If Juno goes back to her room, she'll have like a little like corner in her room where she can like open a latch and like sneak into a little alley to eavesdrop right up to his room. He built something in your room, so you can eavesdrop if you want.
Oh, Juno will. The second she sees that door, she's gonna be like, "That's not mine," and then I will find a way through it.
Nice.
But I think the first thing he'll be like is like, I never really got a chance to ask you since that happened.
Since what happened? Remind me over the table.
It's just this is just the way he's saying it, but it's going back to the kind of the well thing.
Okay.
He was like, does it bother you that I'm different? I mean, I don't look like what I used to when, you know, we spent more time together. So
Bother me? Of course not.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know, I guess I'm not a different person, but it feels weird for me because I looked one way for so long that it became part of my identity. And then with these people, it didn't change anything, and I never thought twice about it. But just being back with someone who knew me a different way, it felt weird.
Oh, but you are a different person. You're a person who has gone into the world, had his own experiences, grown, learned, even gone so far as to make sacrifices for someone that you care about.
When we were young, I feel like it validated me to like finally look different with your father's blessing, because they always looked at me like I didn't fit in, and it kind of like proved that I didn't fit in, and I wore it like a mark of pride too. But I feel like it also shows that I don't feel like I need it anymore. But
Finding oneself definitely feels good. And as far as how others might see you, I think you have all the support you need right here.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe outside of our time together, I was on like a path just away from the normal, and it didn't feel like a path. I was just like straying from the normal, and now I feel like at least I have a path. It was weird because I felt like that path was talking to you, and now realizing that getting confused between the you and your dad was so weird to me. But I feel like I feel like the understanding still came from you, even if the gifts came from your dad.
This is true. And if nothing else, it seems we'll have a good amount of time to get caught up while we're moving on to whatever's next.
You're gonna receive a message in your mind that just says, "How long does he expect to be with us?"
I'm like afraid to respond to it because I feel like he knows when I pause that I'm responding to something else. I don't know. I can't just ask that. God.
Message comes through again, and it's just Juno screaming, "Ask him!"
Without you saying anything, he will say aloud, at the very least until the time that your friend's dilemma is resolved. I feel I should be here at least until then. Clearly, he heard you.
Why not? Juno is going to be very still. Very, very still in this little piece of the hole in the wall.
Like peeky hole, cubby hole. It's so weird that I got so nervous, but like also I feel like you're the person I've been the most comfortable with, but it was just such a shock to, I don't know, out of nowhere. Although it's like a nice surprise, and I don't want you to leave. I was so thrown off at first.
If I do need to leave, it will be only for the purposes connected with this whole thing going on. I do intend to come back to you.
I'd like to hear that. I appreciate that. And then he's just gonna trip over his words and like awkward bumbling fool, but I think at that point it just like fades into like a nice moment.
Perfect. Okay. To Juno. Working on a commune here.
Yes. I'm gonna do my best. Hello, Moonweaver. It's me. She's just gonna like kind of just settle down onto the stone and spend a minute kind of bullshitting, essentially, which is her casting the spell. 'Cause it takes a minute to cast, and she's just gonna be talking about our regular day-to-day things like, oh, today Spunk built us a mansion, And my room is reminiscent of the temple that I kind of grew up in, which I thought would be more traumatizing, but it's actually quite calming. So, that's kind of working out nicely. And she just babbles just for that minute. And just kind of like leans back on the cool stone floor. And just kind of waits for the magic to kick in. Waits for the phone to be picked up. Then once she feels that energy, that aura, that there's someone on the receiving, she's just gonna be like, "Is it a good idea to go ask the elves for their help in the war?"
Well, that is a yes or no question. That is very difficult for me to process. She's gonna say yes.
There's a huge eye roll that makes its way through our mysterious connection. Will it be easy to convince them, like it was with Aster's family and friends?
Yeah, the feeling. So these aren't going to be just for like flavor here. These aren't going to be like her actually speaking the words yes or no. It's more like a connection and understanding of what her answers are.
Insight's so high.
Yeah.
I vibe check the gods.
You're going to get this kind of like hesitant, like translate directly to a no, but it feels more like a probably not.
Are you having a good day today?
A very warm yes.
That's good. We had a pretty good day today too. And then she just starts blabbering again, even though she knows like she can't ask any more questions. She just assumes that the Moonweaver is gonna sit there and hang out with her because she's her favorite.
Thanks.
And she'll just blabber about everything that's happened over these past couple days. Similar, a lot more lighthearted than the conversation that Icarus was having with Corey. It's much more like, and we did this, and we did this, and it's all the dumb things that they've done throughout the past couple days. Like,
Nice.
and then I tried these drugs for the first time, and I laid down in a cocoon, and I think I transcended the space-time continuum, but I'm not really sure. And also, I'm in a pocket dimension right now. Like, what even is that? Can you believe it? I'm surprised you could find me here. I don't know where I am, really. And it's just that. It's just inane rambling until Juno starts to get tired.
Excellent. Okay, is there anything else that anybody wants to do before calling it a night in game?
I want to go to the pool. That's it. Like nothing like really special to spend more time on there. I just want to go
Pool
to
party?
the pool. Yeah.
Skinny dipping.
The second like there's murmurings outside the door of a pool party, Juno's just gonna sending spell to everyone. Pool party, pool party, pool party. Bring your umbrella drinks.
Nice.
Spam,
Spunk?
Spam message.
Anything
No.
for Spunk in particular? Okay.
No, God, no. He's got. There's a storm brewing in his belly, and he's about to unleash. But that'll happen
Is
later.
that like you
when
just
I've-
giving birth again?
No, I've got. There's so many questions for so many people, like all the time, always, forever, and I gotta stop. There's too many. If I get going with one of them, like it'll just be another 2 hours, man. I gotta let this live resin rest.
Fair enough. Okay, so we will
Yup.
we will pan out with a small pool party, and then everybody doing what they do for going to bed. So here's what's gonna happen. You
Elvish LMFAO plays at this.
There you go. Here's what's gonna happen. I fully believe that experience in D&D does not need to be tied to only combat. It is all encounters, and we've had a very lovely one. So guess what? Level up.
Yo!
Ooh,
Fuck.
I'm gonna let you guys do that either now or whatever, but we are going to close the show with that.
Wait,
We'll
the
be-
sex was that good. We all leveled up.
Jesus.
Kidding. Kidding.
We will be back with this in 2 weeks. But for now, we're gonna go around the table again to talk about introduce yourself, your character one more time, and then if you want to talk about any cool stuff you've got coming up that you want to plug for, go for it. So we'll start with Heck.
Alrighty. Hey, everybody. It's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. And I played Aster, the Shifter Circle Vampire Druid. And I very smoothly pulled up my calendar as it illuminated my entire fucking face because Google Calendar sucks. I should just
Light
change it.
mode only.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was like I should just use something else, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, you can find me all over the place at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter as long as supplies last, etc., all the socials. Just find me. It's the first place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wear a lot of hats, do a lot of things, go a lot of places, and it's a little bit more chaotic now that I've started clinical. So like, who knows what's gonna happen. That's where I don't shut up about things that I'm in, so go follow that, at least for kind of a window into where I'm gonna be next. Myself and Corn Dog. Do we have Old Margrave on the 28th? Or are we going until June?
Going into June.
Or I hate it. Okay, so you won't find us on Enchanting Sorcerer, but you know, once we get to June, you can find the two of us there for Into the Old Margrave. It is a Into the Woods inspired 5e campaign, and it's a great time. I'm very excited to get to our group once we get back to it. But for sure, you can find me on Wednesday the 29th over on Lantern Light Adventures playing Old Gods of Appalachia. We had our premiere yesterday, and it's already so spooky, and so like there's already so much going on, and I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, those are the things coming up real soon, so that's me.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. You can come find me and Spunk over at Christopia VO on the Twitch, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the Tick of Talk, and pretty much anywhere else. I might not see it if it's not on like Twitch or Twitter, but if you want to see more, hit me up on Twitch and join the Discord to find out when we go live. I make an event for it. You'll know. That's it for me. Hyacinth.
I played Hyacinth. Nope, I played Icarus, our bumbling bard. And yeah,
And
so
Paladin.
my exciting news is that I announced and am declaring my dissertation topic as the therapeutic effects of D&D. So
Oh,
I'm researching that, and I'm really excited about all the pieces I get to bring together for that.
sweet.
So
Talk to Crispy about that.
I know, she's honestly one of my role models. I've watched her TED Talk so many times. Yeah, I'm a fangirl of Chrissy's, so don't tell her I said that. But
I'm telling her to watch the last 5 minutes of this stream. I'm clipping it and sending it to her. How do you clip? How do you do this?
But yeah, so that's my exciting news. Not necessarily in the stream field, but in just the D&D tabletop field.
Hell yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Anderson, and I also started a home game I'm DMing, which is my first more than a one shot that I've DM'd. So give me all of your advice if you have any. Thank you.
Nice.
On the Corn Dog.
But I'll have to edit it in just a second. Hey everyone, I'm Corndog McGraw. You can find me on the internet at Corndog McGraw. I'll be around. Okay, back to you, Magic.
This is the part where Chrissy goes, Chrissy, Ulta, Off to you, Magic.
Sometimes she does. Oh, here, I'll be the stand-in for Chrissy's outro as well. Our friend Chris here is a voice actor and does voice actor things. And if you have voice actor, oh my God, what's happening? My mouth is broken. Like Chrissy does it. If you have voice actor opportunities and want to ask our little friend over here, Chris, do it. Ask them to do things with you because it's fun.
Thank you, kind lady.
Sir, I bet you would do.
All right, and I'm that Magic Juice, GM and founder of Crits and Giggles. The plug I'm gonna do is twofold. First of all, our other show, which just had episode 1, called Lines in the Lies. It's the Vecna one, with a lot of stuff added in by us at the table. It's gonna be great. That will continue on June 9th, and from there on it is scheduled to be an every other Sunday deal, just like this is an every other Thursday deal. So that's going to be great. And then this is a sort of soft announcement because it's coming soon, but coming soon for anybody watching this out there in the internet spaces, this community is opening up to more players, more GMs, more games, more systems. Everything up to this point has been D&D. It's just kind of my bag. I will be doing in the longer distant future games outside of D&D as well, but we want people. We want cool people that want to hang out and be nerds and play games, whether on live like this or not. So we will have Discord details and information in there very soon. If you follow our games, I will have more about that next time with Lines in the Lies. But that's going to be it for now. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good
Night, everybody.